What is going on, everybody? My name is John Solo. This is my wonderful lady Lauren, and this is our adopted son, Gunther. As you all know, the end of 2019 is nigh. We are approaching the very end of this decade, and I wanted to end it by revisiting a series that we haven't done in a little while because I've been so busy with Messed Up Origins, and that is Ask Me Anything. A couple of days ago, I made a community post asking you guys for some questions. As usual, you left us some awesome ones, so we went through them, picked out our favorites, and here we are. Now you are all caught up. All right, so first question.
What was the worst present ever received? A couple years ago, I received a keyboard, and their thought process behind it was that I wanted to learn how to play piano, so they bought me a keyboard. I only took it out once and tried learning the Office theme song. I didn't get very far.
This might hurt their feelings a little bit, but my sister and her fiance, they got me a mini golf putt that you could use on the toilet. And the lot,
putt, poop?
Basically, yeah, it was poo-poo putt. The logic behind the poo-poo putt was, at the time, I was a very immature young lad who would send Snapchats to people of my bowel movements, of my handiwork in the bathroom. They said they wanted to give me something else to do because no one wants to receive those snaps. It was a thoughtful gift, definitely some thought went into it. I didn't use it once, and I have no idea where it is to this day.
We should find it.
We should find it, honestly, because I'm in there for a while, and I get bored.
Who is your least favorite Disney princess and prince?
Pulled up a list for this one because didn't want to leave out any options. The thing is all of these princesses are pretty likable. I mean, like, they're the heroes of their own story. They have to be likable. So to say who my least favorite is, I would say probably Princess Aurora from Sleeping Beauty.
I feel like Snow White, just because I felt like she was very entitled to like sleeping on all of the dwarfs' beds. Whoa. Like, you're sleeping on 7 beds. At least leave one open.
She did clean their house, though.
She didn't, animals did.
That's a good point. I
don't like it.
The next question, why did you choose to name your dog Gunther? That is actually in honor of one of my favorite shows of all time, and probably my favorite cartoon of all time, Adventure Time. I said time a few too many times. But there's a penguin on Adventure Time named Gunther. I think officially his name is actually Gunther, but the Ice King calls him several different names. I just thought it'd be cute. I thought it was a cute name for something with a little mushy face and giant eyes like a penguin or a pug. And here we are. He's even got a little white spot on his chest like a penguin. So I thought it was a little too perfect. And for those curious, some people have asked what Gunther's middle name is, and it is officially Bernard. If we were to give him a title, his name would be Lord Gunther Bernard, which I think is quite regal and very fitting. What is the cutest thing that Gunther has done? Another Gunther question. Is he snoring? That's gonna sound great on the mic, man.
We always say that when he tilts his head, it's just adorable. But as well, his aunt Puppy sat him one night and he was playing with his fur cousin Scout and was just pushing toys towards her with his lack of nose, but was trying to get her to play. And it was just adorable to watch.
He's quite a loving little guy, as you might expect from something so cute.
He's a snuggle pug. Would you ever talk about conspiracy? Nope. Gunther. Would you ever talk about conspiracy theories?
No, probably not. I mean, I got my big start on YouTube by talking about cartoon conspiracy theories, which, as we all know, weren't really conspiracy theories, especially as we went further and further into it, but they were fan theories. And after doing that for like about 4 years off and on, very much on for the last 2 years, I got so sick of it. I got so sick of watching movies that way. I do feel pretty proud of some of the theories that I posted, like my most popular ones, but I put them out there and it just wasn't fulfilling work. It just felt like gimmicky almost. I didn't really like that. Real world conspiracy theories, it's impossible to have all of the information. I think some of them get like way too heavy and they're way too controversial because they involve certain political parties and stuff like that, where people just get really heated over that kind of stuff, and I'm not trying to introduce that kind of toxicity into my channel, on top of the fact that it just again, wouldn't be that fulfilling. It's just not super interesting to me. I'd rather talk about stuff that I know happened, and, well, that's kind of ironic because none of the fairy tales actually happened, but you know what I mean. Things that are a little more grounded in reality.
Good answer.
Thanks.
How do you spend your average days outside of filming, editing, etc.? With me.
Yeah, outside of filming and editing, I mean, that's only like 2 to 2.5 days of work a week. The other like 3 or 4 are all research based. So it's a lot of me sitting on the couch or sitting at my desk, reading, writing, taking notes on things, playing with Gunther quite a bit because he likes attention when he's not comatose. I go to the gym, I do my physical therapy. Most of the past few months has been spent working on content because I was going on a weekly basis, so that's kind of where my head's at. Outside of work, I wasn't really doing too much. Played video games, watched TV with her, watched movies.
We both work 7 days a week, so it's kind of nice just like as soon as our work's done around like 5, 6 o'clock, we're kind of just like, okay, let's just hang out and make dinner. And
yeah, my work usually runs a little bit later than that.
But we both make time where like at this time we're just gonna hang out, work is done.
Yeah, we need that time to decompress. I understand that like the grind is glorified nowadays. I feel like I'm grinding even though I'm not working 14-hour days. I can work for 9 to 10 really dedicated hours and feel like that's enough. That decompression is most necessary.
Work-life balance.
Exactly.
What is your opinion on Rise of Skywalker?
So I feel like this review has been a long time coming. I mean, the movie was a long time coming. I really liked it. It's not the perfect movie. I do have some issues with it that I do want to dive deeper into in a dedicated review, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I almost cried 5 times, and I did cry once. Yeah, I got pretty invested. I enjoyed it.
It was cute.
Did you like it?
I did. I actually seen all of them except for The Last Jedi, right?
Yeah, which we watched a couple of days beforehand. And again, The Last Jedi gets a lot of heat for kind of flipping Star Wars on its head. And I do agree with a lot of the criticisms of that movie, but when I watched it the week of The Rise of Skywalker and I knew that there were more answers right around the corner and I didn't have so much invested in that singular episode, it was a lot more enjoyable. Rose Tico is still one of the worst characters in the entire saga, 100%. She's worse than Jar Jar Binks, for sure.
I thought she and kind of wanted her to die. What did you guys get each other for Christmas?
So Lauren got me this incredible Lego set with 3 droids, a Gonk droid that's like in a battle form, a mouse droid, and as you can see, R2-D2. And they all have a little computer chip with wheels inside of them that you can swap in between the bodies, and that syncs up to an app that's on your phone or your tablet, and you can actually control them, which is pretty dope. And she also got me another great gift, tickets to a Tiny Meat Gang concert, which I am, again, beyond ecstatic about.
I'm excited to even go.
Yeah, we jam to them constantly. I love Cody and Noel.
Oh, you got me a bunch of different things. The 2 big ones is that we're going to Universal in Florida next week. Very excited because we only were able to go to Disney this summer, and so now we're going to be able to go to Universal and Harry Potter World, and we're very excited.
Yeah, I've never been there, so it was kind of also a present to myself.
You haven't been?
Not to. I've never been to Florida Universal.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. What are your plans for 2020? Again, this is something that I don't really want to dive into with too much detail right now, but I have a lot planned for 2020. I've got new series in addition to expanding my horizons a little bit and doing some more things that YouTubers tend to do, like not just strictly running this as a Messed Up Origins channel, but also trying to just branch out and get a little more creative and artistic with it, like how when I did the surgery, I did that Disney parent tier list, things more of that nature where I get to relax and have a little bit of fun as opposed to just grinding my way through research on a 24/7 basis. So that's going to be really exciting, in addition to merch plans, pimping out the Reddit, getting back into the Discord, hiring some people to run that, make that a really fun place to be for you guys, getting more going on the Patreon. I've got a lot. Will Lauren be in more videos?
Yeah.
No.
What?
Yeah, she definitely will be. That's kind of what I mean when I say I plan on doing some more creative things with the channel, do some more normal YouTuber things. Girlfriend does my makeup, 2020 perhaps?
No.
Okay, not that one, but other stuff. And for our final question, does Lauren find what you do interesting or weird?
I'd say both.
Both?
Both.
Okay,
I
can
find
get
it
on board with
more
both.
interesting than weird. I watched every single video ever since we've started dating, and even some to his previous era that we're not going to mention. But I'm kind of always watching them. But I do find it very interesting. I was telling him, I'm like, even if we'd break up, I'd still watch it.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible to me that you watch my old content because
Oh, yeah.
I can't watch my old content.
Just-
I will
I
one
watch
day,
it
probably
once.
for a video, but I need to do the messed up origins of John Solos.
Ooh.
I got all kinds of stuff coming in 2020. You have no idea, my friends. So yeah, I think that wraps it up for questions. Thank you all so much for commenting and asking some great ones. Sorry that we couldn't get to them all. A lot of you did ask the same questions, so hopefully you feel at least partially acknowledged. I also want to say thank you so much for an amazing 2019. It was not without its trials and tribulations for sure, but it was made easier by having you guys and knowing that you have got my back.
Even when his is broken.
Could we end on a better note than that? As always, before you head out, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet, which I don't know how you'd be watching this video if you hadn't, but make sure that you do. Also, make sure you follow me on social media, follow Lauren on social media, and maybe, most importantly, follow Gunther on social media because he cares a whole lot, as you can tell. Don't you want to see this mush face on your timeline every day?
You'll see all the tricks he knows and what we're still teaching him.
And also his views on the world, because eventually he's gonna start vlogging.
Are you?
You can see the world through his eyes.
They're in different directions.
Of course though, whether you do all of that or none of it at all, I do want to say thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for the support that you've offered throughout this year. It really means more to me than you could possibly realize, and I look forward to the path that we're going to take in 2020.
Have a safe and happy holidays, everybody. And remember,
John shot first.